jazz hands and I get so excited when I like say hi or start a YouTube video. I get really nervous. So can we just, okay, rein it in. Hi, welcome to 2020. And I know I'm like 5 months late doing this, but I just feel as if it's like the past few months have set the tone for the year. By the way, I'm doing this with like complete natural daylight lighting, and we know it's not great in this room because it is the yellow room without the light, but I just feel as if like my makeup is popping more without the artificial YouTube light. But let's give it a go. So I apologize if it just looks a bit meh when I upload it, but then I'll know for next time. Anywho, yeah, 2020. Lol. So this is the year, if anyone is going to watch this in the future, in a couple of years' time, where the whole world went into lockdown. It is also the year that McDonald's closed its doors. I feel like we need a moment of silence just because of that. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then it decided to open 13 restaurants, 3 being in Luton. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know how passionately I disagreed with that decision. Why do you need 3 in Luton? I'm gonna hide my hands again. Why do you need 3 in Luton? No offense to people that live in Luton, but you don't need 3. You really don't. Anywho, it's just a bit wild, isn't it? So I was actually going to record this video probably in like week 2 of lockdown or week 3. But in all honesty, I just didn't want to do my hair or my makeup. I just couldn't be bothered. And like, as we can see, the glow up is real. Like, how shiny am I? Okay, I'm trying to figure out whether it is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless thing, stick filter that I used, or if it's just my Anastasia highlighter, but I feel like it's a bit of both. Anywho, we digress. Yeah, I was gonna do the video a lot sooner, but I couldn't be bothered. So we are now in week 8, if I'm not mistaken, of lockdown. Actually week 9 for me, because my company kind of said to everyone, work from home like a week before, so well in the mix of things. I feel like now that we're in week 8, week 9, whatever week it is for you guys, everyone has had time to establish a routine, but at the same time people are starting to now get quite restless, and that's why I thought it was quite important to make this video and just share with you guys what I've been up to. So I am absolutely loving this lockdown. Can I get comfy? Sorry. I'm freaking loving it. I feel like it's doing wonders for people. So this goes with the exclusion. If you are a parent, this does not apply to you. Stop watching the video now because you're gonna get so mad at the stuff I'm saying. But basically, if you are a singleton, I just feel like it's an amazing time. And I'll come into kind of the fatalities and stuff like that in a minute, but I just feel as if we are constantly in this rat race and life just moves at 100 miles per hour, and I love that. I'm all for that. Like, even on weekends, like normally, like back in 2019 and all the years prior to that, I'm very restless. Like, I can't sit and chill. I'm not that type of person at all. But even for me, like, I was getting really anxious at the beginning, like, oh my god, I'm gonna have so much time on my hands, how are we gonna pass time? I am loving it. We're all so time poor normally. Like, this is what I don't understand. We are always against the clock in our normal daily lives, and we have now had the opportunity where not only are we stopping, because like, you know, like when you take annual leave, in the back of your mind you're like, oh, I've got to play catch up because everyone else is still ahead, or like people are still doing things, so you get to switch off but not for long enough. And you always feel like, oh, I've got to get back to it, and you dread it a little bit, like, you know, that Monday feeling, like Sunday night feeling, like knowing that you have to go back to work on Monday. Whereas like right now, the whole world has stopped. Like, you don't have to play catch up. Like, everyone is on the same playing field. Like, it's amazing. We're now time rich, and it's like, what stresses me out is when I see people not using that time. And I completely understand that. Like, you know, if you've got like a really high pressure job, you're super busy, your life is just on the go constantly, and you need this time to have a break. And this is another reason why I didn't make the video 2 weeks in, because I was like, okay, cool, people need a break, like a week or two, that's fine. Chill, do absolutely nothing. But we're now in week 8/week 9, and if you're still doing nothing, I'm judging you. I'm sorry, I am. So what we need to understand is, yes, like there are so many downsides to this whole pandemic, but equally at the same time, there's so much opportunity. We have so much time on our hands, and we need to use it productively. Like, we are never gonna get this time again with, or as much time like this with our friends and, well, not friends, our family. Like, if you're like me and are with your parents at that moment during the lockdown, like, I have not spent this much time with them in years. Like, absolutely yes. It's a lot, maybe unknowingly, but you're never gonna get that time back. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the minute it goes back to normality, we're out of here, we're back to normal, and you know, yeah, you're just not gonna get that time again. I do understand all the negatives to this pandemic. I'm totally aware of that. Like, we are entering a crazy economic downturn like no other. I mean, we were already heading for recession prior to this, and now this pandemic has absolutely bulldozed everything out of the park. So believe me, I understand this, but equally what you guys have to think about is life goes in cycles. I feel like I'm just talking loads. I feel like this is like a TED talk, but not a short TED talk. Do you know what I mean? One of those that you like click on and it's like 20 minutes long and you're like, oh great, I didn't sign up for this, because TED talks are going to be short and snappy. Anywho, life goes in cycles. What goes up must come down. When they were in the Great Depression, when 2008 happened, like the financial crisis, all of that stuff, at that moment in time, people thought, oh my God, this is the worst it has ever been. And then the next thing came. And right now, like this, like COVID-19 seems like it is the absolute worst thing that has hit the world. And it has been, but like, I hate to say this, but like in like another 100 or like 100 years time, there's going to be something even worse. Do you know what I mean? The economy recovers slowly, but it will recover like everything else. So I just feel like, yeah, we can focus on all the negatives, but that's just life. So why not focus on the positives and just make the most of this time? That's how I see it. And I do want to take just a quick second, because I feel like it would be totally wrong not to basically thank anyone of the key workers, anyone who works in NHS, all my delivery drivers. Bloody love you guys. Like, you've been keeping my mental well-being like up there, because I'm still online shopping and you're still delivering my goods. But it's in like the grocery workers, etc., like everyone who is still having to work during this tough time when you know that you're putting yourself at risk. Like, you guys are the best. I have quite a few people, friends, family who work in the NHS who have caught corona, had it, recovered thankfully, but I am sorry for anyone who knows of someone or someone close to them who has passed away from it. Like, I don't even know what you're going through, and I just feel terrible. Like, I can only wish for like patience and like time is a healer, but I pray for anyone who has lost anyone during this tough time. Okay, so I often get asked, which is really weird, like what my daily routine is, and of course it's normally very go. Like I said, I'm not one who stops at all. Like, even like, you know how I mentioned like going on holiday, like my version of going on holiday is a maximum of like 4 to 5 days. Anything longer than that, I bug out. I can't relax. I'm not that person. But this time I am absolutely loving it. I have fully become accustomed to the new norm. So I think, about a month in to lockdown, I was actually made furlough. So not initially when the whole scheme came about, I was still working from home. After that, I was then made furlough. And in all honesty, as like anxious as it gets you, it has given me so much more time. So right now I am loving life, and I know a lot of people were like asking what I'm doing with my time. So I thought I'd quickly tell you, like, right now I am reading so much more, I'm being so much more creative. As you may have seen on Insta, I'm doing so many of my puzzles, which are good like brain training exercises. I'm doing online courses. I'm working out so much more than I was like prior to the lockdown coming in place. Again, I'm spending a lot of time with my parents, which I haven't done in a very long time. So it's just, I am like, I'm loving it. And I know I've said this 100 times, but I'm just making use of the time that I have. So to give you an idea, my daily routine would be to have a lie-in and wake up around 7:50, get out of bed after like scrolling through emails, the news, etc. at 8:20, sort myself out, get downstairs, make myself my coffee, and then from like 9 to like 9:45 I'll do my puzzle, just to get my brain working a little bit. I'll then log on to one of my online courses, which basically at the moment, guys, like Harvard are giving you loads, like not even Harvard, just so many places have so many online courses absolutely free at your disposal. So if there is something you are interested in, you should do it. We have the time right now because normally we don't. So I'm doing 3 at, that was 4. I'm doing 3 at the moment. So I log on to one online course and I do that for about an hour. I then have a quick break, like literally a 10-minute break, like a phone break, and then I'm back onto my next course and I do that for probably about an hour and a half. I then work out. So at the beginning I was doing lots of I didn't find Barry's workouts great, like in real life, like going to Barry's bootcamp, yeah, 100%, but like their home workouts just weren't doing it for me. The only one that I actually felt was working me out was Third Space. So if you don't follow them, definitely do that. This is not sponsored, but they're the only ones. I think it really depends on the instructor, but they're the ones that I actually worked up a sweat with. But if you know me, you know I can't do cardio. I hate it so much, and I more than anything hate body weight workouts. So I did that for the first month, and now I'm like totally bored of it. So I've like moved on to a new like exercise regime, which I'll come on to. But I'd work out and then I'd spend half an hour stretching, I would shower, I'd then have my lunch at around about 2ish. And then I would do my next online course and do that for about an hour. Once I've done with that, I'd pack it in, and I'm actually working on like this little side project that obviously has just come about because I've had so much time to be creative and think. So I work on that for a good 2 to 3 hours. I then have dinner with the family, like cook, eat dinner, spend about an hour with them, and then I either like do life admin for an hour if that's even needed, because who's got life admin these days, and then read for like a good hour and a half to 2 hours. So that is basically how I would spend my day. But as we are currently in Ramadan, things have slowed down a bit. My concentration span isn't quite there. My lions have extended slightly and my coffee isn't there. So yeah, so like the routine has changed a little bit, but of course we've only got a couple of weeks left. So if anyone's fasting, like I hope it's going well. But yeah, so that's basically, it's a bit of a shift, but it will return to kind of that routine once Ramadan's over. So yeah, so that is basically how I am spending my time. So one thing I must say is like I fully believe in life, like routine and structure are key. As long as you've got that, you won't then start feeling lethargic or lazy, and just becoming sloppy, and it's so easily done right now. Like, you could just sit there and lose all motivation. Like, there are some days where I wake up and, okay, not many, but there's a few days that I've woken up and I'm like, bleh, can't be bothered to do anything, and all I'll do is I'll mix my schedule up for the day. Like, I just won't keep it the same. So for example, on the weekends I only do one online course rather than all three of them. I'll add in another workout. By the sounds of this, I should be coming out of this with a banging body, but all I'm saying is I was eating equally as badly. Like, I was snacking constantly and I couldn't stop because we were at home. So yeah, so I'm not coming out of this with any good body. But anywho, that's something else. So yeah, keep structure and routine, and that way you will not slip into that whole like laziness and not doing anything. At the end of the day, we're going to be in this for quite a while. Regardless of what Boris says, do not leave your homes. I can't deal with that, man. Like, I don't understand what's going on in the world. Like, firstly, like, it dates back to, like, I think, like, ever since Trump came in power, everything just went to pot. Like, I used to blame Americans, but now I think the UK is just as bad. Like, we voted for Brexit, for God's sake. If you even voted, that is. And then look at the poop show the government is putting on with this whole pandemic. But let's not get into politics here, because then we'll be here for ages. What was I saying? Wait, also, I have to say, on the, like, note of snacking, who else was like, oh my god, I'm gonna save so much money in this lockdown? Legit, I have not. Who is online shopping as much as me? It is so unhealthy. I told you my mental well-being is up there, but like my debit card or bank account like statement balance is like down there. Somebody send help. If you want to see a haul of all the useless stuff I have been buying from Amazon, let me know. Like, I'll do a clothes haul, but I feel like a clothes one is like so long-winded. I have to try it on and do like, can't be bothered. But if you want to see like the random purchases I've got from Amazon, do let me know. Comment below, and I'll do that for you guys, but you will have to give me another 2 weeks, because I told you I only do my hair and makeup once every 2 weeks, so I'm not about doing it again. So aside, like, so the outliers of this whole virus are the fact that I can't stop snacking. I don't really think that's an outlier. I can't stop shopping. I don't think that's an outlier either. Okay, but what is I have started watching TV, and Gavin always takes the mick out of me, like, oh, you don't watch TV, because I genuinely don't. I don't enjoy watching TV. I like movies, but not that many. Like, I like to go Everyman. Oh, Everyman. I want the pizza and the brownie. Oh. Anywho, it's okay. Guys, get a grip. This isn't gonna last that long. Like, it is, I know it's like practically almost a year, but it's a few months of your life. Like, how old are you? Like, if your birthday was in lockdown, it's fine. You're gonna have plenty more, like, in the future. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just like, meh. It's because I'm loving this whole situation too much, like having free time. So that's why I'm saying all of this. But anywho, what was I saying to you guys? Oh, Netflix. What have you guys been watching? So, the first week or two in the lockdown, I was obsessed with Money Heist. Oh my god, how good was it? If you've seen it, how bloody good was it? If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Aside from that, what else did I watch? I'm watching The Last Dance, which is epic. Loving it. Also, one of my Amazon purchases was a basketball net, because now you watch it, you've got to buy it. What else am I watching? So I watched the documentary Becoming, which is like Michelle Obama's documentary, just purely because I couldn't be bothered to read the book, and that's not the style of books I enjoy reading. I don't know whether it's worth the watch. If you've seen any interviews with her, it was just a repetition of that, but an hour and a half long. I love the Obamas, but I don't feel as if I learned anything or gained anything from watching that documentary. The other one I watched, which is super popular, is Unorthodox, and everyone's raving about it, and I thought it was a great insight into their culture and traditions, etc. But the storyline for me just was a bit too fairy tale like, and I know it's based on a true story, but yeah, I wasn't sold. It was just too easy, everything that happened, and I can't say it because like Gavin told me off for like giving spoilers when I was saying it to her, but yeah. But other than that, if you've got any other Netflix recommendations, I prefer like documentaries, bar Money Heist obviously, but yeah, send them my way. Other than that, guys, I think we have all learned that I have way too much time on my hands because I've just spent all this time talking to you guys and you've probably come away with it with nothing. I just talk way too much. I do this in voice notes as well. I'm really bad. But yes, the message here is basically just make the most of your lockdown. Be productive. You don't have an excuse now. You've had plenty of time off. Are my teeth yellow? No, just checking. What was I gonna say? Yes, be productive and let me know if you want a shopping haul. Try not to online shop as much as I am, in which case that shopping haul would not help. Not that you'd buy the same stuff as me because it was just totally irrelevant and stupid, but whatever. And just stay safe and try to stay at home regardless of what Boris says. We do not need this like infection rate getting even higher because like duh, if we have a second peak, that extends the recovery rate, which means the lockdown will be extended. And I don't know about you guys, but this is all dandy for a few months, but I got to do. Okay? Anywho, that's it from me. Bye!